Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. So in today's video, I am going to be channeling a twin flame reading and energy update for the Twin Flame Collective. Now, with that being said, I know that many of these messages will be meant for specific individuals, so always be sure to use your own intuition above all else in really sifting through which messages are meant for you personally. Also, if you would like me to channel specifically for you, then be sure that you are subscribed to this channel, because by subscribing, this does allow me to channel more accurate messages both here and in this video, and also in future videos as well, both here in this video and also in future videos as well. So I'm starting by shuffling the Energy Oracle cards deck, but right away, as I was getting ready for this reading, I have to tell you what type of connection was coming through really strongly. And again, what I pick up most strongly may or may not connect for you personally. But from someone or some group of people listening, I'm picking up on a very strong energy of unspoken love, or even if some of these feelings are verbalized, there is this sense that the words that are being spoken, the physical interactions, if there are any, between these two twins, barely scratches the surface of the depth of what each person here is really feeling. It's like the message my guides were giving me to compare it to is like, you might not be speaking it out loud, but it could light up a room. Like the love between you could literally illuminate a dark room, almost energetically speaking. And I'm getting that not only do other people around you, when you're together, see this light, see this love between you. And I just felt this wave of energy even as I was saying that, because this person, they just absolutely adore you. I'm really getting here a masculine energy adoring a feminine, but I do feel it goes both directions. And also when I refer to the divine masculine or divine feminine, as you all know, these are just words to describe energy dynamics. So these could be reversed for you as well, is also what I'm getting for some. When I say masculine, this may apply to your situation as the feminine, just depending on your individual circumstances at this time. But yeah, victory in reverse. It's like I'm hearing all this love and nothing to do about it. It almost feels like one person here is feeling stuck in their own intense feelings of love for the other, if that makes sense. It's this feeling of, wow. So from someone, if the feelings haven't been verbalized here, I'm getting someone saying, I want to tell you how I feel, or I need to tell you how I feel. But again, that won't be for everyone. I will be channeling some more on that. What does this person want to say? Who wants to tell the other how they feel? So with rest and rejuvenation reversed, yeah, this person either has been having trouble sleeping at nights, or they've been lying awake thinking about you, but specifically about this thing that they want to say. With all tied up reversed, I see this applying to someone who is really breaking free of, or working to break free of, some kind of insecurity or self-doubt that is preventing them from making this communication. And we will get more into that in a second. But yeah, with Angel of Strength reversed, I feel someone here who it's like, when they look at you, it almost makes them feel just physically weak. Not weak in a negative way, but weak in the sense that they just want to be vulnerable with you. They want to be open with you, but at the same time, they adore you so much that they feel this lack of confidence in your presence. I keep getting the name William for someone, but as I always say, whenever I channel specific words or names, these typically only apply to certain individuals. So I want to know more about this person who is feeling really stuck in their feelings or in love. Why is this person feeling stuck? Let's pull a few cards from some of the message decks here. So, you speak to me through music. So this person is really, I'm seeing someone wearing headphones or earphones all the time. So this person may listen to music constantly, or someone I'm picking up on here may just listen to a lot of music throughout the day. But regardless, I feel that the two of you are really connecting energetically in the energy realms, in the higher realms. And some of this is translating itself through really feeling this strengthened emotional connection to, I'm hearing for some, it might be certain romantic TV shows or music or movies. It's like these details of things, whether it's a line from a movie or a lyric, will just stand out to you and instantaneously connect you in with this person. But then there may be that sense of, what if I'm going crazy here? That's also the feeling. It's like two people with powerful, potentially unspoken feelings that are actually very mutual, but both of them kind of being a bit blind to just how mutual these feelings between them are. You were the best thing in my life. I'm going to get some more information on this, but I feel this could apply to past or present tense, because I also heard you are the best thing in my life. So regardless of whether you and this person are interacting in the physical, I get this feeling of, the word that keeps coming up is longing. And right as I said longing, of course, the Sun card in the upright position, longing for either a fresh start with you specifically, or if you haven't connected for as long in the 3D, this could be a fresh start in love. Because potentially I'm also picking up on someone who, okay, this is so specific for someone. I don't know who this is for, but there's someone or someone's person who has had a lot of misfortune or bad luck in love, in dating, in relationships, feeling like they've had a lot of trouble finding and connecting with the one, so to speak. And this person may or may not know about the concept of twin flames, or they might just call it soulmates, looking for their soulmate. But all they seem to find with women holding a coin reversed is more and more karmic energy, karmic relationships, karmic situations. Again, even if they don't use this terminology, I'm hearing toxic. So this person may end up in toxic relationships or connections. And there is just this feeling of being tired. Again, this could be you, this could be your person, this could be meant for someone else. But what I really get from this person is, it's like you're tired of connecting with these toxic relationships or karmic energies. And then finally, I just hear this person saying, and then I looked at you. Wow, I just have a wave of chills all over. So there's definitely a masculine here who had difficulty with love, because even if he was in relationships, these relationships tended to be very toxic, very turbulent in nature, and from a spiritual perspective, what we would call karmic. And the purpose for this, why this person was meeting so many karmic energies and connections, was because with Magician and the Mirror uprights, it was necessary in order to, I'm hearing, you had to balance your karma. You had to balance your karma with all of these people, situations, and connections in order to finally reach that connection that would just make sense, that would just feel right. What we sometimes call that highest vibrational form of connection. Again, I don't know who this is for. This could even be you. You could be the person who's connected in a lot of toxic relationships or situations and just felt a bit like you haven't been able to fully connect with that highest vibrational form of love connection in the 3D. And I feel your spirit guides here telling you that if you felt like, or your person has felt like they've had bad luck or misfortune in love, this was only bad luck from the ego's perspective. Really, in truth, this was kind of a crash course, so to speak. It was experiencing rapid fire karmic situations in order to transcend them more quickly, in order to balance them out more quickly with the magician in the mirror upright, and come into that space of integration, of inner balance that is then now allowing you to have this magnetism to attract in those higher level soulmates or twin flame connection, whatever is relevant to you at this time. Yeah, and with storm warning in the reverse position, I see someone here just like, I hear ready to come home. If that connects with someone, it's like, but they see you as home. It's this feeling of, I'm ready to come home to you, to your arms, to your presence. I have to tell you, the thing I just keep getting about these two twin flames coming through most dominantly in this reading is this sense that they truly find home with each other, and specifically when they're looking into each other's eyes, or when they are embracing, or if they haven't embraced yet in the physical, there's just this pulling feeling, this magnetic feeling kind of pulling them together. This desire for closeness, again, regardless of how it appears at times in the physical, or whether or not one or the other party here is blind to the mutuality of these feelings. Those feelings are still there and are incredibly strong. And I just feel that someone needed that confirmation here. So I am now going to be reading into the divine masculine energy. So what is the divine masculine thinking or feeling at this time in the 3D worlds? Community in the reverse position. I heard I just want to be alone, but really I mostly got the message of I just want to be alone with you, feminine. There is this feeling of wanting to cut off and disconnect from any other form of, if there are other romantic situations or connections. I see this masculine really wanting to be exclusive here, wanting the exclusivity of you. I'm hearing wanting to claim you, divine feminine. I'm almost getting this sort of possessive vibe, but not in a negative way. It's this feeling of, I know that you're my person, and I want to step forward and claim our love and claim this connection in the physical world. It's like this feeling of, I want to be seen with you. I want people to know that you are mine and I am yours in the physical world. But there's also this feeling of this masculine potentially withdrawing from people around him that he typically socializes with, because he is so, I'm hearing, hyper fixated for some against his will. It's like, I am trying to distract myself, trying to focus on other things, but I can't help but be hyper fixated on you, feminine. I'm hearing like, when I'm with you, it's like no one else is in the room. Like I find myself just looking at you, feeling pulled to you, wanting to be closer to you. And at night, I dream about you. I'm hearing in spite of myself. So there may be something here where there's some block or obstacle in the physical world that makes this masculine want to repress these feelings of pull and magnetism, because there could be something about this connection that I'm getting just doesn't make sense. It isn't logical. And at the same time, there's no denying this. There is no repressing this. With this community reverse card also, it's like I get this masculine just, it's like this feeling of I don't want to be with or around anyone besides you. And again, there's that feeling of potentially trying to fight this or trying to push it away. But Goddess of the Moon reversed. This really speaks to a divine feminine energy. Man holding a heart reversed. Interesting. So I'm getting a little push-pull dynamic between some twins here, because with Goddess of the Moon reversed, I'm getting that this could be a divine feminine who at times feels a bit disconnected from her true power or worth. And in those moments, I'm hearing it can create a kind of pushing and pulling between these two counterparts here. I'm hearing that with man holding a heart reversed, there is this fear from the part of the feminine of, are you truly ready and willing, masculine, to fully open your hearts to me? Because I've been through a lot in this life and in love, and I've raised my standards through all of those experiences, and I won't settle for less than a fully open and loving and sincere love connection. The temple path reversed. This is the number 12 card, so someone might also be connecting with the number 1212 or 2121. Someone being off of their divine path, confused about the past. So there could be a divine feminine who is a bit confused as to whether or not she is on the right path, I'm hearing, with her own self-growth, with her spiritual journey, with this twin flame journey. Like there is this feeling of slight confusion or mental chaos, wondering, am I making the right choices or decisions? So I'm going to pull a few more cards for this to get some messages of guidance. So what does this divine feminine need to know who is concerned here? And a card just flew out. Portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards. Wild card. And I'm going to read a little bit from the guidebook here also. So the guidebook here says, doors are opening for you. Your thoughts are extra powerful for you right now. Planets are aligning. The timing is right. The universe is saying yes. You have the Midas touch. And that term Midas touch has been coming up a lot for the collective, especially divine feminines in the twin flame collective. And the message that's been coming out over and over for you, divine feminine, is that you have the ability to transform anything that you touch, any place that you are, simply by the power and the presence of your energy. You are truly becoming very radiant. I mean, of course, traditionally the Midas touch applies to finances. So for some of you, this may be related to a work or a business endeavor. You may be concerned about something related to this, I'm hearing, passion project for some, if that connects with you, or just finances generally. But regardless, I'm getting the message that your manifestation power is greatly amplified at this time, that as the guidebook says, you literally have the Midas touch, the ability to transform anything that you do into this beautiful radiance, magnetic sort of endeavor that draws to you absolutely everything that you need. But beyond that, I'm hearing that beyond finances, work, passion, you got this ability to transmute, as we say, to be the alchemist of your life. Through some of your pain and struggle, through some of your hardship, divine feminine, because you have learned the process of light working. You have learned how to take a very dark situation or a very dark part of even your own self and transform it into something beautiful. And that is why you are, or if you aren't yet, you will soon begin to see more and more evidence of that amplified manifestation power, because again, you've done so much of the work. You have learned how to transmute that darkness into light. And as the guidebook also says there, the universe is saying yes. And I just know that some divine feminine listening really needed to hear that message of confirmation. So I am going to reshuffle the cards here. Something going on with the sacral chakra in the upright position. The number 36 has been coming out a lot as well, so that might resonate with someone. But I do want to read a little bit from the guidebook here as well. Intimacy and creativity. When this card appears upright, it's urging you to get creative. Let yourself reach out into unexplored areas of self-expression and new projects that may have a more creative approach. This is also a time when the energies of closeness with others and nurturing yourself can flow more freely. So once again, I'm getting a message for you, Divine Feminine, about this being a time for you to really flow with that Divine Feminine creative expression, to create in whatever way is meaningful for you, whether that involves something with your home, with your work, with your business, with your passion, your hobbies, whatever the case is. But I'm getting this image of a Divine Feminine who it's like, at times, she's almost hesitant to really put herself out there in this way, to create, to just let that energy flow, because there is this fear of how is this logically going to transform itself into, I'm hearing, an asset, into a finished project. I'm hearing loosen. So there may be a Divine Feminine who's feeling really creative, but not quite yet seeing how this creative endeavor or project is ultimately going to come together in a more coherent, fully manifested way. And that message is coming through so strong of just flow with your own creativity. Allow yourself to be intuitively guided and pulled without needing to know all of the answers right away. There's also something here about intimacy, a longing for intimacy and closeness. I feel that some Divine Feminines may be having this sense of having been in a shell or a cave for a very long time. Many feminines have been in a period of isolation. And of course, once again, Magician and the Mirror in the upright position. This card coming out a second time, which, by the way, this is the second strongest twin flame card in the deck. Sorry guys, I just paused right on 2222, by the way, which was accidental, but as we know, there are no accidents or coincidences. So I know that many of you may connect personally with that number. It's also a very strong alignment number in general, and a twin flame number, because not only does it contain the number 222, but it's also 2222 mirrored. And of course, twin flames are based on this energetic mirroring. So very beautiful number of confirmation coming out there. But I also wanted to let you know that my neighbors are playing a little bit of music in the background. So hopefully the microphone doesn't pick it up too much. But if that does come through, then I did want to let you know and apologize for that. But right away from the Energy Oracle cards deck, Community Reversed, it's so interesting that we're really seeing this kind of mirroring back and forth between the twins. It's almost once again that push-pull dynamic where I feel that for a while in the connection, at least for most, the masculine has been more active in his social environments. Again, this isn't 100% the case for everyone, but for most twins in recent times, the masculine energy has had more status or more people around him socially, or more of he's been more rooted in his social environments or work environments in many cases. Again, that's not 100% true for all twins, just a general trend. Whereas for many feminines, there's been this period of time over the last few years, especially, where she has really gone inward a lot more, spent a lot more time alone with herself, has done a lot of spiritual exploration in many cases. However, now I see that energy beginning to reverse, because for the feminine, as I've been saying in recent readings, there is this rising desire to really reintroduce herself back into the world, to go from this period of feeling very alone, very isolated, very much in her own energy, to reaching back out and forming real, tangible, intimate, close connections with people who are physically around her. Whereas for the masculine, once again, it has reversed. So for many masculines who may have been more out in the world, there is now this time of desiring to spend more time either alone with themselves, spending more time in their thoughts, beginning to explore spiritual concepts or open that door in some way, or simply having the longing to be alone with their divine feminine or to cultivate this connection, regardless of how this may look or play out at the moment in the physical. Action in the midway position. Interesting. Someone deciding whether or not to take action, fearing their own expansion with the World card reversed. And I see this mirrored on both sides. And of course, the guidance card, door to spirits, listen to your intuition. So I feel that for many feminines, there is this feeling of hesitancy when it comes to taking action for themselves and within their life, because for many feminines, there has been this desire to seek validation, to seek approval on the external plane. And in doing so, to deny or betray their own capacity to connect with their own intuition, which for many divine feminines is why some of them repressed some of their spiritual gifts, their abilities, or simply their own intuition, because I'm hearing it was easier to get along in the world or with others when they simply went along with what other people wanted them to do in life or in love, even if it meant betraying themselves. But that pattern of over self-sacrifice and denial of the intuition is really healing for the divine feminine, shifting her into becoming more confident in taking action again for herself on her goals, on her dreams, allowing her own expansion, not fearing her own expansion. Because I do see that for some feminines, there is this deeply rooted unconscious fear of her own power, of reaching her own maximum potential. And it might sound strange because this is what many feminines want. They do want this manifestation of their goals and dreams, and this feeling as though they're connecting with that highest version of self. But I'm getting that potentially because of, in parts, people around them who have a certain concept or idea of them, or who would potentially feel threatened by their growth, their expansion. Or I'm hearing someone say, like, I feel like I don't know you anymore. It's like this feminine still is releasing this fear of being rejected for who she truly is, or being criticized, or being misunderstood for following her soul's true path to expansion. But that is being overcome the more that she strengthens this connection with her own intuition. And the masculine is mirroring this as well, which is why we felt a lot of back and forth energy when it comes to communication from the masculine. Because really what's going on is he himself, just as the feminine, sometimes goes back and forth in this inaction states, just as the feminine sometimes goes back and forth thinking, should I take action on my goals and dreams? Should I listen to my intuition here? Or should I betray myself and follow what other people want me to be or do, or how they want me to present myself to the world? In the same way that she is working through all of those fears, the masculine is mirroring this as he works through his own fears around committing to what his intuition has been speaking to him, which in many cases has a lot to do with the divine feminine, or this twin flame connection, this spiritual connection, and opening the way to that, stepping forward into action in regards to that connection. So in the extended version of this reading, I will be channeling more information on how I see this masculine potentially moving forward into action, or what he is considering doing or saying in the physical world in regards to the divine feminine. And I will also be channeling higher self messages and spirit guide messages from both the masculine and feminine, from their 5D selves to their 3D physical selves, words of advice from their higher selves, so to speak. And in addition to that, I will be channeling love messages from these divine masculines to the divine feminine and vice versa. So all of that is in the extended version of this reading, which is located in the pinned comments and description box under this video. So to close out this YouTube reading before we head over to the extended, I am going to close this reading by just pulling one final card from the Rumi Oracle deck. So what is one final card for twin flames listening to this reading? And this card is You Who Show the Way, and this is the number 33 card. So I'm just going to read a little bit from the guidebook here. The logical mind runs away from drowning. Lovers accept drowning in the sea as their destiny. The logical mind finds consolation in reaching a level of comforts in life. Lovers are focused beyond their own comforts. Rumi. I have looked for you in my darkest moments, searched for you as though fumbling for the candle and matches during an unexpected and interminable blackouts. I am the ship at sea, seeking you as my guiding lights. Nay, I am the sea, rising up to the horizon, because I yearn to be closer to you. Then, oh, to my greatest relief, you rise like a phoenix from the ocean, casting hallowed golden lights all around you, this great blazing angel of holy fire. In a sweet instant, my soul rests in your presence. The sea becomes calm, the darkness abates. Your light reveals truth, and through your living presence, I know my true self again. I am what you are. So I really hope this reading was helpful or beneficial to you in some way. If so, I would love if you could leave me a comment and let me know what connected with you personally. Otherwise, the link to the extended reading is in the pinned comments and description box under the video. And I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful start to your week.